What is going on, guys? We are here with a New York Giants season recap. Not the year we wanted, but changes are being made, so I guess that's a positive, I guess. But this is gonna be a recap video. My picks and stuff, guys. If I'm gonna be posting all my picks on my Facebook on the YouTube Prognosticators Facebook page from now on for the playoffs. I'm not going to make a whole video on 2 games or something like that, so I just don't have time for it. So if you guys want to see my picks, go to the YouTube Prognosticator page. And yeah. So yeah, oh, by the way, I went 4-0 in my picks in the wild card weekend, so that's a plus. I didn't go 4-0 against the spread. I think I went 2-2 because Green Bay covered and Kansas City covered. So that's a plus. Yeah. Alright. We're going to start off. Where we ended up. 6-10, third place in the NFC East. Third place for the third straight year in a row, with the Redskins winning the division and ultimately going 1-and-done. So, yeah, Eli Manning had a great year. It was ultimately overshadowed. I mean, he had another Pro Bowl year. Last year, I thought he should have made the Pro Bowl. This year, I think he should have made the Pro Bowl. Obviously, he's not one of the most popular quarterbacks anymore. I mean, you look at the numbers he's putting up. I mean, his numbers are top 5. I mean, I think he's top 5 in passing. 35 touchdowns, only 14 picks. I mean, there were a lot of bonehead picks, and that's what he's ultimately famous for. But I really think he should have been to the Pro Bowl. Hold up a second. Alright, I'm back. Another quarterback that I liked, Ryan Nassib. I mean, I had a lot of people telling me this, that was a fluke, but I don't think so. What he did there against the Minnesota Vikings, I mean, really showed what kind of quarterback Ryan Nassib is. If Eli Manning goes down, Ryan Nassib knows the system. He knows he's been in the system long enough, and I think there's so much questions to see what would this team be if Eli goes down, and I don't think it's going to be that different. Ryan Nassib, you see what he does in preseason. It's not all that spectacular, but I think he can get the job done, and I'm going a little bit too long about the backup quarterback that never gets playing time, but I'm just going in order here when I'm looking at from the Giants app. Okay, so the running game situation thing. I mean, Rashad Jennings had a career year in yards, almost 1,000-yard runner. I mean, he was 137 yards away from being a 1,000-yard runner, which is, I mean, you wouldn't think that about how bad we were running the ball. I mean, he didn't get over 60 yards until like half of the season. So that was pretty weird, but congratulations on Rashad Jennings. He really got better towards the end of the season, right when we were out of playoff contention. But, I mean, I guess he padded the stats a little bit. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to what he's going to be doing next year. Andre Williams, we need to trade him, do something, cut him. I don't think this organization should have so much patience for a running back that just doesn't produce. I mean, last year he was our leading rusher because Rashad Jennings went down. He was averaging not even 3 yards. I think he was averaging 3.3 yards a carry. This year, 2.9 yards a carry. He's supposed to be our secondary back, but I mean, he's only been getting 1 or 2 carries a game because of his production, and that led Shane Vereen, who is not even supposed to be running the ball that often, He had to step in and run the ball a couple of times. And then Orleans Darkwa had to step in and run the ball a couple of times. In my opinion, Orleans Darkwa, I think, was only signed to a 1-year contract. That is definitely somebody we need to re-sign, Orleans Darkwa. He didn't get much playing time. Well, I think he did in college, but he was on the Miami Dolphins practice squad. No one really knew about him. He really bursted onto the scene with us, averaging 4.3 yards carry. In our Giants run game, that's not too bad. 153 yards and 36 carries. He really exploded. I mean, you just forget the numbers. You just look at the way he runs, how patient he is, how he moves his feet, how he always keeps going ahead. And it's rare that he gets tackled for a loss unless the offensive tackle misses a block and, he goes down. But, I mean, against the Cowboys was his first game, and he scored a touchdown on, his third carry or something like that? And he dragged 2 people with him 15 yards. I mean, come on. That's heart right there, man. You can't measure heart. And, yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what our running game will be doing next year. We might draft a running back. There are a lot of good running backs out there in the draft. A lot of them I'm looking at. But if we could trade Andre Williams or cut him or something, I really like him as a person, but as a player, he's just not producing. We have Shane Vereen, we got Rashad Jennings, and we have Orleans Darkwa. I think the Giants could afford to have 4 running backs again the next year if we drafted one, probably in the 3rd round, something like that. Somebody to take over when Rashad Jennings retires or when his contract is up. He's turning 30 this year, so you guys do know that running backs don't last that long. So next up, we'll move on to our offensive line, because running back, offensive line. Our offensive line actually didn't do that bad as far as pass protecting. Run protecting were absolute garbage. But pass protecting, I mean, Eli wasn't under pressure as compared to the last 2 or 3 years. I mean, the offensive line really stepped up their game. Eric Flowers is just a beast. I was mad when we drafted him. I saw Eric Flowers' name. I was like, this guy shouldn't even be picked he should be picked late 1st round. That's where I had him going, late 1st round, because of some technique issues. But this guy has toughness. He's a mauler. I mean, Eric Flowers, man. Now that I realize it, he is probably the best offensive lineman that was chosen in the 1st round of. He could have been the best offensive lineman taken at all in the draft. And that's an upside for us. I mean, he was battling through an ankle injury this whole year. Played through all of it. Played exceptionally well. Having to go against players like Greg Hardy twice. He did go against the rookie from the Cowboys. I forgot his name. He went against him a couple times, and then he messed up his ankle. Who else did he go against? Fletcher Cox, he went against him a couple times. Didn't win those battles very well, but he went against a lot of great pass rushers this year and really did well this year as far as not giving up any sacks or keeping Eli in the pocket, in a calm way. So. Eric Flowers was a steal, in my opinion. At first, it was not a steal; it was a huge reach. But he turned out to be somebody that the Giants organization is going to keep for a long, long time. Justin Pugh, I think he's better at guard. So I think we really need to focus on getting our right guard and our right tackle. Marshall Newhouse allows a sack probably every freaking game. I'm tired of that guy. We don't need him. We need to draft a right tackle. I would say probably I don't really know, because second round I want to invest like a linebacker. I want to get a defensive end in the first round, a linebacker in the second, third round running back, fourth round we could probably get a safety or something like that. But yeah, I don't know where we should get. Maybe we should look at free agency or something. But right tackle needs to be addressed. Right guard needs to be addressed. But our center, our left guard, and our left tackle are just fine. I'm happy with that. The left side and the middle are exceptionally well. So, moving on to wide receivers. Odell Beckham, probably the lone standout guy in our wide receiving core. Oh no, definitely not. We've got Dwayne Harris, who I'll get to later. Odell Beckham, career highs in all categories this year. Receptions, yards, average yards per reception, touchdowns, everything was just great. Then Ruben Randall, he didn't have the year he had last year, but he did have everybody's getting on him about this, but he did have a typical number 2 wide receiver year. He was 3 yards away from 800 yards. He had 8 touchdowns. That's not bad at all. Last year he only had 3, so 57 receptions. He could have had more receptions, more yards probably. I think everybody gets on him because of how inconsistent he is, and which is true. And if he stood consistent, this guy would be a 1,000-yard receiver. Just by, I don't know how he catches, I don't even know how he gets open, in my opinion. I think they just leave him open. He's not the best route runner. He doesn't have the best speed. Don't know how he gets open, but he does. So, yeah, and Dwayne Harris, what a free agent acquisition we got in him. He was just supposed to punt, do punt returns, kick returns, and lo and behold, Victor Cruz is not able to play this year. Dwayne Harris comes in, fills in the slot, and he just does more than you can ask for. His numbers doesn't say a lot, but he did more than you guys could ask for. He had just about 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, not including the punt return touchdown and the kick return touchdown that could have won. The punt return touchdown that could have won us the game at the Jets, but we didn't take that field goal. We went to overtime, lost in overtime. So there's that. Dwayne Harris, a great acquisition. I think that's how you say it for the New York Giants. Our other wide receivers, Hakeem Nicks, didn't really do anything that special. I guess he didn't know the system too well. Miles White, Jeremy Davis, Ben Edwards. These no-name guys. Jeremy Davis, I don't even know why he's on the team. He was supposed to be a gunner. He doesn't even do gunner. He doesn't even take the gunner responsibilities. So, don't really know what happened there. We drafted him for that reason. We didn't draft him to be wide receiver. I don't know why the hell Jerry Reese drafted him for special teams. It makes no sense to me, but whatever. Also, I want to mention something about the offensive line. Bobby Hart is also a good offensive lineman. Everybody had questions about drafting an offensive lineman in the 7th round, but he is not a bad offensive lineman, guys. If you guys watch what he did, filling in for Marshall Newhouse, he didn't do too bad. So, I look forward to seeing him next year. Who knows, maybe we could keep him at right tackle. We won't have to draft or, address it in free agency. But, yeah, moving on to the defense, the terrible defense we have. Jason Pierre-Paul, should we sign him, should we not, should we let him go? That is a question to be, yet to be answered. You guys leave it in the comments, what you guys think we should do. I honestly don't know. He wants to take off the club next year. Will he? I don't know. But, the guy has 1 sack. You guys can't give him an excuse for for not having the fingers there. He only has 1 sack. Come on. And that was from I think that was a play action rollout by Cam Newton, and Cam Newton didn't see anybody open. Jason Pierre-Paul got the easy sack. It wasn't like Cam Newton was sitting in the pocket and then Jason Pierre-Paul, within 1 or 2 seconds just came up and hit Cam Newton. It wasn't any of that. It was just kind of Cam Newton was 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Jason Pierre-Paul was there. Cam Newton laid down. But, yeah, I mean, he does put some pressure on the opposing offensive line. But, I mean, what does he provide that somebody that we draft in the first round this year can't provide? You know what I mean? So in my opinion, should we let him go? I'm leaning towards that, but all depends on the front office, our stupid front office. George Selvey really didn't do much this year. Robert Ayers, 9.5 sacks. He became our best pass rusher this year. Will we resign him? I hope so. I know he's getting up there in age, but if we draft a pass rusher, we need somebody on the other side. So we can't afford to lose Robert Ayers this year. We need somebody to help out. I mean, I'm just assuming here that we draft a pass rusher in the first round. I think that's the way to go. But that would help our secondary, and that would help everybody if we get a pass rush. So we wouldn't be 32nd in the league had we had a pass rush. Yeah, that's all the D lineman I'm gonna mention. Oh, Jonathan Hankins. I hope he comes back strong. What a great pass rusher what a great run stopper and pass rusher he is. Didn't have any sacks this year. No excuses. He had 9 games to get a sack, didn't get one. But yeah, Cullen Jenkins also did very well. Had 3 sacks for us. He is a good player, don't get me wrong, but we need youth on this team. He's 34 years old. I mean, how much more does he have left in the tank that, we can make a scary D-line, So, let's look at our linebacking core. It's just freaking horrendous. I mean, I can't even look at this linebacking core. I mean, it's disgusting. It really is. It's disgusting. I mean, we're talking about our strong linebacker right now is Devon Kennard, who is the one linebacker out of 2 that I really like. Devon Kennard, then Mark Hertzlick, who's playing the strong. The other linebacker I like, besides Devon Kennard, is Jasper Brinkley. He is 30 years old. He played phenomenal for us, guys. He came in mid-season, already has 50 tackles, 4 forced fumbles, 1 sack. I mean, what more can you ask for from a guy you bring in to be a backup and to give depth to the team? I mean, Unai Unga, I don't know what his name is. Unga was supposed to start. He has not been playing very well as far as in coverage. He misses a lot of tackles. He does all right against the run, I could admit, but, poor tackling, poor coverage skills. So I guess Jasper Brinkley had to fill in that role. He did very well there, filling in the middle linebacker role. Should we draft a middle linebacker? I think so. That's who I think we should draft in the second round, a middle linebacker. If we get a pass rush, we don't need an outside linebacker too much if we get a pass rush. Yep. Weak linebacker, Jonathan Casillas and Nico Johnson. Jonathan Casillas was second in our team in tackles, I believe. So he is not doing very, very bad. He has 2 sacks. Could have got 3. He tripped up on one of them. I think that was against Dallas. The first game against Dallas. He could have one there, but he tripped. But and also has an interception from last week or 2 weeks ago in our last game. So should we re-sign him? I think he's on a 3-year contract, matter of fact. So I think he'll be here next year. He's 28 years old, so I mean he has a lot of experience. Has 2 Super Bowl rings with the New England Patriots and the New Orleans Saints. So yep. Let's move on to our cornerbacks. Prince Amukamara, huge free agent this year. I think we have to re-sign him. We don't have anybody to fill in that role. Prince Amukamara really gets beat on those curl routes and really gets beat on a stop and go route. It is unbelievable, guys. He gets burnt on stop and go routes. That's how we lost the game to Atlanta. That's how we we did lose the game to Brandon Marshall, but we almost came back in that one. But we lost that game against the Jets because Amukamara was getting burnt left and right. I mean, he's supposed to be a man coverage cornerback, but he gets tricked extremely easy on curl routes and gets tricked extremely easy on stop and goes. It's unbelievable. People could just run it all over him. So as far as stopping the run, he does very well. But we need a cornerback, and I think we just need to resign him. If we had another option, I would say we could probably trade him. Trade him. He's a free agent. If we just let him go, if we had a better cornerback, but we really don't have depth at that cornerback position. Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, always phenomenal. He did great this year. Was almost shut. I mean, he was almost shut down this year. He was a shut down cornerback this year. I'm surprised he did not make the Pro Bowl. If he had probably 2 more picks, maybe he'll get the Pro Bowl. But he made key tackles, key interceptions, and key forced fumbles to help us win games. And he did put in work to help us lose games as well. But he did what he needed to do for the team, just that the rest of the team couldn't get it done. But Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie did a great job this year. What a great free agent we got in him. So we look at our nickel corner, who is Trevin Wade. And for a long time, it used to be Tremaine McBride, who was our nickel corner. He got beat for Trevin Wade, who actually has been doing very, very well this year. Doesn't have an interception. Tremaine McBride has 3 interceptions, but all of them were tip drill passes, so I don't really think you'll count that. But it is an interception. Interception is an interception, right? That was a tongue twister, but yeah. So Trevin Wade, I'm excited to see what he's gonna do in the nickel next year when he's actually starting for us next year. But don't sleep on these guys because they're not big names, Giants fans. Because the Giants are known for making little names do some work. And I really like what Trevin Wade brings to the table at nickel corner. We look at our dime corner, our dime back, Tremaine McBride, who was from the nickel, now he's in the dime. Tremaine McBride did alright, 30 years old. I don't know if he's a free agent, but yeah, I'll go over free agents in a separate video, guys. So Landon Collins, he's playing strong safety. It says here free safety, but he's a strong safety. He did alright. He's extremely well at getting behind the line of scrimmage on the run because he's always constantly in the box. But in coverage, he is just not all that right. He has stone hands. Again, oh my God! I can't think about it anymore. I can't. That interception that he dropped against the Patriots that could have won us the game. I just can't. I won't even get into that. But yes, it was his fault, and I'm not gonna get into that. But whatever. We look at our strong safeties, our other strong safeties. All we have are strong safeties. Brandon Merriweather, who was playing the free safety position for us, he did all right. We're not going to resign that guy. He did pretty well, but we're not going to resign him. Cooper Taylor, Cooper Taylor and Craig Dahl. Why the hell did we get Craig Dahl, guys? We don't even use him as a safety. He's playing nickel linebacker. I mean, all he does is play nickel linebacker, and all he does is get beat on crossing routes. Why do we even have this guy on our team? And why did we sign him instead of Stevie Brown, who is an actual free safety? We don't have any free safeties on this team. All we have are strong safeties. We got our Brandon Merriweather, a strong safety, who is filling in as a free safety. By the way, when he plays free safety, he still goes in the box. That's also why we get beat long, because we have both our safeties in the box, which makes no sense to me. But I'm not even going to rant on that. Craig Dahl, I don't like that guy. He needs to go. Cooper Taylor, he's a legitimate backup. I don't want him starting. If we didn't sign Brendan Merriweather, he would have started, and that would have been absolutely terrible for us. But all in all, our defense is absolute garbage. Josh Brown, he did all right, 30 of 32. He missed two field goals that cost us a little bit. I think he missed one. Can't remember when he missed one, but I know I was pissed off about it that he missed 2 in a row, 2 consecutive field goals. But yeah, that's all we really have today, guys. I'm gonna get in. That was just a recap. We need to fix our clock management. Well, I mean, this team should have been a 10 or 11 win team, regardless of the crappy players we have on our team. We were in position to win most of them. So, regardless of the players, I think the Giants' schemes aren't the problem, guys. Do not blame Ben Roethlisberger. Do not blame Ben McAdoo. Do not blame Steve Spagnuolo. Did you see what Steve Spagnuolo did with those crappy players? Did you see what Ben McAdoo is doing with a terrible run game and wide receivers? I don't even know they existed in this world. All right, so the coordinators are solid. I like my coordinators, and I hope we keep them when we get a new head coach. But the personnel, whoever's in charge, Jerry Reese, I can't believe they're giving him another year. If he drafts a freaking offensive player in the first round this year, I'm already going to say the season is over. We don't need any offense. We were top 10 in offense this year. We don't need an offensive player, okay? If you want to get a running back, you can get a running back in the second round, third round. There's plenty of them to go around in this draft. There's plenty of them. And you guys can look it up yourselves. There's plenty of running backs to go around in this year's draft. You could even get one in the fourth round if you wanted to. So, we need defensive players. We need a pass rusher. We need a linebacker. We really need to address the linebacker position. We need a safety. We need depth at cornerback. Alright? So, defense is what we really need to get back to. Jerry Reese should put it in his head. We would have won those games had we had a defense that could play, in the last 2 minutes of the game. So, you guys leave what you guys think in the description below. I forgot to mention tight ends, but Will Tye did a great job at tight end. Larry Donnell, sad to see him be put on IR. He's a legitimate tight end. I like him. I don't think we should make any changes there. But we do need a blocking tight end. We need somebody depth-wise to block for us, to block when we run. But that's really it about tight end. I'm really pretty satisfied when it comes to tight end. So, thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave what you guys think about our team in the comment section below. And I will be, a few days from now, I'm going to do a video on our free agents. So, thank you guys for watching. See you guys later.